As I approach the vehicle, checking clearance lights, headlights, and turn signals. They're secure, no missing nuts and bolts, no crack damage, and they're clean. I'm checking to see if the vehicle is leaning. If it was, it could be suspension problem or a flat tire. Looking under the bus for fresh wet puddles, which indicate engine leaks. Everything was fine. We were starting driver's side under the hood. Start here with my steering gearbox and the hoses. They're secure, no missing nuts and bolts, no crack damage, leaking. The connecting arm, connecting rod, and cotter pins on each end are secure. No missing nuts and bolts, no cracked or damaged. In this vehicle, we check our power steering fluid level by pulling out the dipstick, cleaning it, reinsert, pull back out. Should read between add and full. We add if needed. My air compressor and air lines are secure. No missing nuts and bolts, no cracked, damage, or leaking. And these hoses lead to my gear-driven power steering pump. It's secure, no missing nuts and bolts, no cracked, damage, leaking. That's it for this side. We're moving on to the other. We check our coolant level through the sight glass. If we need to add, we would while the engine is cold and not running. The alternator is secure, no missing nuts and bolts, no cracked or damaged. Alternator wires are all secure, no missing nuts and bolts, not cut, frayed, or dry rotted. My water pump in front of my engine is secure, no missing nuts and bolts, not cracked, damage, leaking. The serpentine belt that runs the air compressor, alternator, and water pump is secure, not cut, frayed, or dry rotted, and no more than 3/4 inches of free play. We check our oil level. The way we do it is pull the dipstick out, clean, reinsert, pull back out. Should read between add and full. We add if needed. Moving down to suspension. We're checking the front hangers, the rear hangers, and my 2 U-bolts. They're secure, no missing nuts and bolts, not cracked or damaged. The leaf springs are not cracked, damaged, shifted, or missing. And the shock absorber is secure, no missing nuts and bolts, not cracked, damaged, leaking. Moving on to the brakes. We're checking the brake hose or the brake line. It is secure, no missing nuts and bolts, not cracked, damaged, leaking. The brake chamber is secure, no missing nuts and bolts, no cracked, damaged, leaking. The slack adjuster and push rod should be secure around a 90-degree angle. With the wheels chocked, the handbrake release, we should not be able to move the push rod in and out more than 1 inch with our hands. The brake drums behind my rims are secure, not cracked or damaged, and free of contaminants such as grease or oil. And if we can see our brake linings or pads behind our drums, we make sure they have their proper thickness. Our tire, we're checking the outside wall and inside wall for any cuts, scrapes, or bubbles. The front tire's tread depth should be no less than 4/32 of an inch. We are not allowed recap tires on the front. The valve stem cap is secure, no signs of cracks, damages, or leaks, and we check tire pressure with a gauge or strike with a rubber mallet. Should have in between 80 and 100 pounds of air. The rim is not cracked, damaged, or illegally welded. Lug nuts are secure with no shiny threads or rust trails to show looseness. My hub oil seal is secure, no missing nuts and bolts, no cracked, damage, leaking. Checking down the entire side of my bus for any broken glass, broken lights, or new body damage. We're also making sure all my lights are secure with no missing nuts and bolts, not cracked or damaged. The colors of the lights should be red in the back, amber all the way around to the front. I'm checking my fuel compartment. My door opens and closes freely. My fuel cap is secure, no signs of cracks, damages, or leaks. And I'm gonna check the tank and my lines to make sure they're both secure, no missing nuts and bolts, not cracked, damage, leaking. Over here, we're gonna move onto the bus. We're gonna check our frame and cross members, which are in the shape of a ladder. The frames run front to back, cross members run side to side. They're secure, no missing nuts and bolts, not cracked, damaged, or illegally welded. We're gonna check my drive shafts and universal joints. Drive shaft secure, no missing nuts and bolts, not cracked or damaged. Universal joint is free of debris and properly lubricated. In the back, whenever you detailed a part once before, you don't have to detail it again in the back. You just have to name the parts. So suspension, we're checking the front hangers, rear hangers, U-bolts, springs, and shocks the same way we check the ones in the front. We're going to check the difference in the rear suspension is my torque arm is secure, no missing nuts and bolts, no cracked or damaged. And behind the rear of the tire is my air bellow or airbag. It is secure, no missing nuts and bolts, not cracked, damaged, or leaking. Moving on to my 5 brake parts. We're going to check the brake hose, the brake chamber, slack adjusted with push rod, drums, and linings, same way we check the ones in the front. The tires, we're checking the outside wall and inside wall of the tires, the same way we check the front. The difference is we have dual tires. The tread depth's no less than 2/32 of an inch. We are allowed recaps on the back. Because we have dual butted tires, we're checking in between for debris or trash. The rim, we check like the one in the front. The valve stem, we check like the one in the front. And all the lug nuts, we check like the ones in the front. The difference in the rear is an axle seal. It is secure, no missing nuts and bolts, not cracked, damaged, leaking. Our mud flap is secure, no missing nuts and bolts, not cracked or damaged. Going to the rear of the bus. They want to hear the word tail lights. So tell them I'm checking all my tail lights, which are my clearance lights, turn signals, brake lights, and reverse lights. They're all secure, no missing nuts and bolts, not cracked, damaged. They're the proper colors. Checking my door hinges. They are secure, no missing nuts and bolts, not cracked or damaged. And my door does open and close freely. And when it's closed, it makes a tight seal all the way around. There's no broken or missing glass. You're going to tell the examiner, I'm going to check this side of my bus the exact same way I check the other side. Except for the difference over here is my exhaust. Exhaust is secure, no missing nuts and bolts, not cracked or damaged, and free of carbon soot on the outside to show any leaks. We're going to check all our mirror brackets around the bus to make sure they're secure, no missing nuts and bolts, not cracked, damaged. This is where you shut and lock the hood. So you lock the hood. Okay. We're checking our door. It opens and closes freely. The hinges are secure, no missing nuts and bolts, not cracked or damaged. There's no broken or missing glass. We're checking our handrail. Handrail is secure, no missing nuts and bolts, not cracked or damaged. The step lights are secure, no missing nuts and bolts, not cracked or damaged. The steps and step moldings are all secure, no missing nuts and bolts, not cracked or damaged, and evenly grooved. We're going to check all of our emergency equipment. We have a fully charged ABC fire extinguisher. It's secured to the vehicle. You check it by the gauge. It should be in the green. Behind the seat, we have 3 reflective triangles and 3 flares. And over our head as we walk in, we have a fully stocked body fluid kit, fully stocked first aid kit, and extra fuses if needed. We're checking the seat and my seat belt to make sure they're secure, no missing nuts and bolts, not cracked or damaged.
All right, go ahead.
We'll check the seat belt itself. It's not cut, frayed, or torn, and it does latch properly. While we're seated, we're going to check to make sure our seats and all the mirrors are adjusted for me. Now we are going to safe start the vehicle. We'll start with our heater and defrost. We're going to turn on the heater and defrost, listen and feel to make sure the fans work. We're going to check each wiper and washer fluid. Now, while the glass is being cleaned, we're looking for any illegal stickers or broken glass that could block the vision. We're also making sure the wiper is secured to the bus, the blades secured to the arm. They make proper contact with the glass. We're going to check temperature is between 120 and 200, not overheating. Our oil pressure is right around 40. When we give it gas, it rises. We have plenty of fuel in the tank for the test. The battery or voltmeter is between 12 and 14 in the green. And our air tanks are rising to 120. Come up to the We're going to turn on our 4-way flashes, which are under the blinker arm. The 4-way hazards work. We'll check the right blinker, the left blinker. We're going to turn on the headlights and check our high beam indicator by pulling the blinker arm to us. The high beam indicator light works. Turn the headlights off. Go to the steering. Has no more than 2 inches of free play. And the horn works. We'll come over here. We're going to shift through the gears, make sure they do not bind. We got reverse, neutral, drive, 3, 2, and 1. While on the first, I'm going to give it gas, make sure the parking brake holds. It held. I did not go anywhere. I'm going to go back to neutral. Tell the examiner you'd like to start your air brake test. Three things you need to do. 1, turn the engine off. 2, turn the accessory key back on. 3, release your parking brake. Now you're going to tell the examiner, I'm going to hold my brake pedal to the floor for 1 minute. During that minute, I should not lose more than 3 pounds of air. Can you please time me? And you go double check. Brake is in, key is on. You say, okay, I am ready to go. All the way to the floor and start count. Have her start counting. 1, 2, 3, 58, 59, 60. My minute's up. I did not lose more than 3 pounds of air. Now we're going to pump our brakes down to approximately 60 for our warning lights and buzzers to go on, and then down to 40 for the parking brake to pop out. And that worked. Now we're going to start the bus back up to build the pressure back to 120. While we're waiting on that, we're going to finish the interior of the bus. We are going to check our aisle moldings or floor moldings. Make sure they are secure. No missing nuts and bolts, not cracked, damaged, evenly grooved. We'll check all the seats and the seat cushion frames to make sure they're secure to the bus. No missing nuts and bolts. Until we get to the back. We're going to check our rear emergency exit. Make sure it opens and closes freely from the inside, and it gives a signal that it's open. Tell the examiners we're going to check all of our side emergency exits. Make sure they open and close freely from the inside. Just lift the handles. Do not push the windows out and shut them. We're going to check our overhead emergency exit. Make sure it opens and closes freely from the inside. Latches. Now, as we sit down, we're going to tell the examiner, while we're waiting for it to build up to 120 pounds, can we use the buddy system to check all the exterior lights?